Okay, ji. So this is lecture number 18, and today's content are, as I just told you, the taps, the auto transformers, maximum efficiency of a transformer whenever it is achieved, three-phase transformers connection, Y or delta. I have asked Ms. Terina also to actually have an experiment related to this one. It's just a simple 15-20 minutes experiment, but it has wide applications in the industry whenever you are going to graduate and going to go in the industry, because Y and delta connections are always there. Then I'm going to do a small proof about line-to-line voltage and what is the relationship with the phase voltage. By what I mean over here, the line-to-line voltage is this and phase voltage. Anyone having an idea what is line-to-line voltage and phase voltage? कहाँ से? From CAD 1? Lab. Okay. 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 For the machines lab. So I'm just going to talk on that one a little bit. And then any other questions a little bit off the book topic from transformers, I'm going to talk on that one. First of all, taps over here, and can anyone tell me what does taps mean? Taps on a transformer. Any idea? What are taps? कहीं सुने हो किसी ने कोई ट्रांसफार्मर सबस्टेशन? नहीं. That is normally whenever one thing very important. You are just undergraduate students at present. When you will reach final year and you are going to go through a course of design of electric machine, this is a fundamental course. The word primary and secondary are not used there. Even in the industry, word primary and secondary are just your words in undergraduate or maybe even graduate sometime, because primary means wherever you are actually injecting the power, from secondary you are taking it. In practical way, the voltage is actually the important thing. That is, either you define the winding as high voltage or low voltage. That actually defines it out. So there is no word as primary or secondary in the industry. So you're not going to use that word. Why I'm saying this, or why this is used in the industry? Because normally the most usable transformer, if I'm talking about Pakistan, is 11 kV / 400 volt, and I'm talking about here three-phase system where 11 kV is the line to line voltage and 400 volt is the, आपने अक्सर देखा होगा ट्रांसफार्मर्स के बाहर या किसी बॉक्स के बाहर लिखा होगा, एक खोपड़ी बनी होगी, and they have 400 volt written over there. That 400 volt is actually the secondary voltage, or here is actually the low voltage over there. The word LT and HT is also used over there depending upon it's either a high tension or low tension winding or whatever. Now coming on to the taps on a transformer, taps actually mean over here, if I have a transformer, let me make a small transformer over here, and supposedly going with the same nomenclature that this is your primary winding, and certainly as I told you that these vertical lines are actually signifying that the coupling is through an iron and they are isolated from each other also. So this is your secondary winding. Now supposedly I'm talking about a 1:1 ratio transformer. Okay? I'm not talking about something LV or HV over here. Supposingly you have a 230 volt source that is actually the single phase voltage available at your home, and you have used this transformer for isolation. Okay? Just like I told you that if you have a kid in your home and you want to save that kid from some electric shock, and if that kid puts his or her finger inside the socket, and if it is not that intelligent कि दोनों finger डालनी है and only one finger is going to be inserted, then certainly if you want to save it, then this transformer is going to be the isolation and going to save it. Why? Because if I have a person standing over here and you actually touch any of this wire, even if you are grounded, okay, even if the baby or whatever you are grounded, this transformer on this side is actually grounded over there. Okay? This side is not grounded, the secondary side is not grounded. So what happens over there, the path is not complete, you are not going to get an electric shock. But yes, if you are so much intelligent yet you put your other finger or the other hand also on the other end, then certainly the path is going to be complete and you are going to get an electric shock. But the problem of this type of transformer is this, that if your house is approximately 5 kV or 6 kVA load, so you have to have this transformer of the same rating, because if you are going to run a transformer of maybe like 5 kilowatts or 6 kilowatts at running time, so all that power has to flow through this transformer. Now the problem actually arises by which the taps are actually going to be used over there is this, that if it's a 1:1 ratio transformer, you are going to attach a load over here. And what I mean by load over here, this load over here is going to be a variable certainly load, and I'm showing it by a resistor and a variable inductor. Certainly if the load is going to change, then the amount of current which is going to flow over here, this is actually your secondary current, is going to increase. And you have done this in your equivalent circuit also, that whenever the load on the transformer increases, the voltage drop inside its series element increases. So what happens actually, your supply is still 230 volt, but when the load is going to be very, very large, Okay, it's going to go towards its 100% limit. So what happens over there, and if you are going to check it by a voltmeter over here at your load, this voltage is not going to be 230, maybe it is equal to 210 volts, or maybe it is equal to 200 volt, or even lower than that. This actually tells you that your transformer does not have a very good copper winding, or it has not been designed in such a way that it can actually sustain that value of current, and it's having a large amount of voltage drop. So this transformer is not very good. Now, practically, even if you make a very good transformer with a very good winding over there, it will still have some voltage drop, since you have done the experiment in the lab for voltage regulation. So what they do over there in such case, instead of having increase the primary voltage, because the primary voltage is dependent upon VABDA. So what they do over practically, they increase the number of turns, and on this number of turns, they have now tappings coming out over here. Now what are these tappings over there? If I just give you an idea on this one, these tappings are additional number of turns. Now if you have supposedly over here 230 volt applied over there, as 1-to-1 ratio, you are going to get 230 volt from here till here. But now, because of the voltage drop, the voltage is now 210 volts. So what you will do, you will increase yours over here. So now, instead of getting the voltage up till this point, so you will connect this one with this one. Now your voltage will be still 230, because of the voltage drop, it is being compensated over there. So these taps over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are called the taps on a transformer, so that you can control your voltage regulation, or your regulation of your voltage at the load is controlled. Now in your homes, you have a substation near your home, and from that substation, ठीक है, grid station जिसे आप local ज़बान में हम बोलते हैं, that substation or grid station has a 11 kV line coming from that substation, which may be like 5 or 6 kilometers away, and from that a single line is coming and passing through your street. Now that line is going to give 11 kV to a transformer near your homes. So what is going to happen over there? Now what is going to happen if I change this voltage now over here? Now this voltage is 11 kV, and output side you have 230 volts. Now on this side you will be having a lot of other homes also that are going to be connected in parallel, because all the homes in your street, they are connected in parallel. Now the problem over here is this, that if the load increases, the voltage is not sustaining 230 volt. So you have to increase the taps over there. So you have to change the tap. Now practically this can only be changed climbing on the transformer pole, changing the connections physically, that can be done. Now this type of changer in which you are going to change the taps is called as an off-load tap changer. And this means that first of all you are going to disconnect the all load and then change the tap, because supposedly in the summer season you have all the loads working at your homes. So every house is having like 2 or 3 ACs, you have an iron also working, you have a washing machine also working. So what this means that the voltage is not sustaining. So what they will do, the linemen near your house, they are actually going to connect it maybe to up till this point and then connect the load. But for this, they will have to disconnect the load and then do it. Now this problem is solved by an off-load tap changer, which means first of all you will off the load and then you will do the tap changing. But here one problem exists over there, because you are having a tap over here on the low voltage side, and on low voltage side always the current is higher. So this winding is expensive as compared to this winding because of the thicker amount of copper. So practically they will not use taps on the LT side, and they will keep this side of secondary same, and the taps are going to be used on the high voltage side over here, and this taps 1, 2, 3, 4 and supposedly 5. Because the current is going to be small, so you can increase the amount of current. The copper is very thin and it's cheap as well, so you can increase the taps on the LT or the HT side. And this is the common practice. Whenever taps are going to be provided, they are going to be provided with respect to on the high voltage side. Now here the analogy changes over there. This is very important. You want a 230 volt over here at this point over here. So what you will do now, supposingly these are the taps over there. Let me make this, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let me add one tap over here. So this is my N over here, and this is my N. Okay, now why I have called it at N? N means that it is the normal point over there at which your transformer will be connected in normal operation. Okay, ji? Which means that you are going to get 11 kV as an input over here, and on this side you are going to connect it with this one. Supposedly the summer season arrived. Your voltage is not sustaining now 230 volt. So the lineman will certainly, supposedly, will disconnect the load over here, which is very important because you are having an off-load tap changer, and then you are going to change the taps. Which tap has to go? Now tell me, should I go here or should I go here? You have to reduce the number of turns because this is the HT side, so that the transformation ratio is more. Okay? You are getting 11 kV. Now this is not a 1-to-1 ratio transformer. This is an 11 kV slash over here 400 volt. I am talking in terms of 3-phase, but practically it will be something 11 kV, certainly something different volt. So this time you are going to connect this one with this tap. And normally whenever these taps are provided, they are provided in such a way that this tap is called as, let me name this one over here, this one is your neutral, this one is called as plus 2.5%, this one is called as plus 5%, this is called as plus 7.5, this one don't use it, so this is again plus 2.5, minus 2.5, not plus, so minus 2.5, minus 5%, and this is minus 7.5. Now obviously minus 7.5 or plus 2.5, whatever, this is actually the percentage that how your voltage is going to change. So if you are going to increase the voltage by 2.5% time, certainly you are going to connect this one over here. If your voltage regulation is more, you will connect it over here. If you're having it still more, you will have it. So these taps, these three plus these three, these 6 taps are normally provided at all grid station transformers where they are actually taking the voltage from 11 kV to some other voltage, or even they are also used for those cases where in their transformer they are actually converting the transmission line voltage from 33 kV to 11 kV. आपके शहर के अंदर, in your city, whenever the transmission lines are entering, they are not allowed to enter above 66 kV or 133 kV. So they will terminate at your grid station, and from the grid station there is going to be a transformer network which is actually going to transform this 33 kV to 11 kV, and this 11 kV line is coming to your homes, and there is a transformer on your street which is going to convert that 11 kV into 400 volt. So practically in a transmission line system or a whole power system of our country or any other country, it's going to have a series of many transformers connected over there in series so that you can have the regulated voltage available to you. So they only regulate the voltage on taps at this point where you are getting from 33 kV to 11 kV. This type of tap changer where you have to first of all disconnect the load, change the tap changing, and this is called as an off-load tap changer. Now there are also load changers which are called as on-load tap changers over here. Now on-load tap changers are very, very difficult. Why? Listen very carefully over there. Supposingly your load was working over here at this point. Now you want to change it to this point. So if I will now break this wire from here and then change this instantaneously, this is going to be a mechanical switch. This mechanical switch is going to take some time, either millisecond or something. That millisecond time, this winding is a huge inductance. So you are going to get LDI by dt effect severe. Plus the loads which are connected on this side, they are also inductive. So there is going to be a huge spiking over there. So this process of disconnecting one wire and then doing it, not feasible. You will also disconnect the load. So what you will do? Another way is, this is connected, you also connect this wire. Now if I do that one at the very same time, this windings over here between these two taps, they are going to short circuit and the winding will be damaged. So what do they do practically? Now this is a little bit above your book, but since I am teaching design of electric machines also in final year and have told them this one. So what they do, they include a resistance in this path and they also connect this one. What happens, because of this resistance, the current is going to die down, and this resistance is going to be a power electronic circuitry which is actually going to reduce its current by increasing the value of resistance. So when this resistance is included, the current is decreasing down and current in this path is increasing. So what will happen, a time will come when this current will eventually become zero. So you will disconnect it. But the other wire has taken all the current. So systematically one current is reduced down, the other current is increased up, and this all is going to be done by some power electronic circuitry which is certainly going to be connected over there. This is going to be some power electronic circuitry. That is going to give you a resistance. Now, don't confuse this one with that resistance which you are using in your lab. I told you those resistances are rheostats or power load resistors in which you are actually going to change it. Now, if you want to have a resistor of that value which can sustain supposedly a 60 ampere current, the cost is going to be huge, and in fact not possible even to make that resistor. So that box over here which I am talking about is going to be a power electronic, certainly made of some AC to AC converter or DC to DC, something amalgam over there. You will go through this one in your 6th semester when you read the course of power electronics. So this is going to be a power electronics box, and in this way you can do the tap changing on load. This type of tap changer is approximately 10 times expensive than the off-load tap changer because it's a huge amount of circuitry involved over there, but the advantage is enormous because you don't have to take off the load. But in Pakistan we have load shedding already taking place. There is always going to some maintenance. So normally they take that maintenance time after every season. Supposedly in the summer season they connected this wire over here, but in the winter season when the load is less, the voltage is now going to be more. So what they will do, they will bring it down to supposedly here. So this will now be connected over here. So that now, because in winter season you don't have any load attached over there. Just like this room, even you just have one projector working over there. So taps are very, very important, and they are a very important aspect of any transmission line or distribution line, so that you can regulate your voltage on your line or the feeder or whatever analysis you are doing over there. So this is an off-load tap changer and an on-load tap changer. Any questions with this, Ji? Okay, coming on to the next thing, auto transformer. Now, as the word suggests over here, auto transformer, you may have an idea that it has something to do with some automobiles or something, but practically not. It's called as an auto transformer for one and only one reason, that it has no isolation in it. Now, what do I mean by with no isolation? We know a simple transformer is looking something like this, with these two vertical lines over there, and these two vertical lines are having separated the primary winding and the secondary winding. Now this primary and secondary winding, they are isolated, and if there is a turn ratio of supposedly 1:2 or maybe 1:10 or something like that, then there is no use of an auto transformer. But if you are having a voltage ratio in such a case, such that supposedly this voltage is 13.2 kV and this voltage over here is 13.8 kV. Now practically this voltage step up is also available in our system. I told you very few lectures back that in Mangla Dam or Tarbela Dam, the generators are rated at 13.2 kV over there, and they step it voltage to 13.8 kV. So this small stepping up is done by a transformer. Now instead of using a transformer like this, which is having a primary winding and a secondary winding, what they do, they take the two windings, and now you can see I don't have those vertical lines also over there. They are going to be still wound on iron core, but these two windings are going to be connected in this configuration. Now if you see very closely this configuration, what is this? I have my low voltage over here, that will be certainly 13.2 kV. This is going towards a common winding over here, and this is going to be over here. So I have my VL and VC as same. What is VC? This is the common winding voltage. Why common? Because it is available in the primary also, and it is also available in the secondary also. That's why it's called as the common winding. And then the next winding is connected at this point, and then I have this winding, and this winding is called as the series winding with the number of turns as NSE. SE is subscript over there. So this is coming in series, so that's why this is called as a series winding. So this is called as common winding, this one is called as a series winding, and now you can see very closely over here very easily that this is stepping up. How stepping up? You will apply supposedly a voltage. Supposedly I apply a voltage of supposedly 13.2 kV over there. This 13.2 kV is applied overall on this side, and this NSC, because you only require how much voltage increase? 0.6 kV, 600 volt. So 600 volts will be corresponding to just like maybe something 40 turns over here. This one may be like equal to 1000 turns. So this 40 turns you are actually increasing it. Now the advantage is enormous over there. Why? Because just by having 1000 turns and in a series of 40 turns, you have amplified your voltage from 13.2 kV to 13.8 kV. Now, if you wanted to do this with an isolation transformer, which means that something you want to do something like this over there, you wanted to amplify from 13.2 to 13.8, you required 1000 turns here and you required 1040 turns here. The cost was enormous. But with only sacrifice of one thing, that is isolation, you have got the cost of your transformer reduced incredibly. Because अब आपको secondary side के ऊपर you don't require another 1000 turns, but just connecting the windings in series over there, which means this is the common winding over here and this is your series winding, and the dot convention is still being followed. Listen this very over here. You have the low winding current coming in. This is your dot over there. We know the current is going to certainly go inside because it's going to energize this winding, and then the second dot is here because here the current is going to flow from out and towards the load. And we all know inside any transformer, whenever there is a dot convention, this means the dot is here and dot is here, which means the current is entering the dot and from here the dot is leaving. So same thing is being followed over here in this step up configuration by a common winding and a series winding. The advantage is enormous over there. Same thing, you can do it for step down. Here you are applying a high voltage over here, maybe that is 13.8 kV and you have to convert it to 13.2 kV. So you are stepping it down. Again, this time this dot current is going in and from this dot current is going out. So this IC current is equal to IL, IH is equal to ISE. So let me write it, I have written also on the next slide. So this is IH equal to ISE, and what is IC equal to? जी कोई बताएगा मुझे? What is IL equal to according to KCL? On this node, come on, very simple, IC plus ISE, very simply. And similarly, same equations can be written over here. You can easily see that IH is equal to ISE, and if you are interested in IL, here IL is actually coming in over here, some current goes over here, some current goes over here, so this means that your IL is same IH plus or ISE actually, let me write it down in terms of ISE plus IC. The same thing. This type of transformer in which you have sacrificed the isolation, you are getting the advantage of either stepping up or stepping down, and this type of transformer is called as an auto transformer. Now, before I proceed on further, the same transformer, हाँ जी हाँ बोलो किधर इसमें स्टेप अप में
नहीं ये ऑटो ट्रांसफार्मर में
नहीं एक सेकंड डोंट अज्यूम इट एज अ resistor divider or something like that. It's still a core, and on that core you still have those two windings. The only thing change is this, that both of these windings are connected in series. अभी भी ट्रांसफार्मर कोर वैसे ही होगी, ट्रांसफार्मर कोर रहेगी, इट्स ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी देयर, द टू वाइंडिंग्स आर ऑलरेडी देयर एंड यू आर गोइंग टू कनेक्ट देम इन सीरीज इन सच अ वे आइदर इट इज गोइंग टू स्टेप अप और स्टेप डाउन. ठीक है, बट नाउ वन थिंग, इफ यू सी स्टेप डाउन, it's also a voltage divider. It's actually like working as a voltage divider over there, because if you have like supposedly here 40 turns and here you have 1000 turn, यहाँ पे आप एक voltage apply कर रहे हो, उसमें से 1000 turns के cross voltage ले रहे हो. But practically it's having a transformer core as well, and that core is actually having that flux energized. The only thing which you are sacrificing here is the isolation, and if isolation is not required, then this is the best way of reducing the cost, because now you don't have any isolation, but you have the advantage that you don't have to have 1000 ton additional on the secondary side over there. But yes, very importantly, if this transformer, supposedly if this transformer on the primary side was rated for something like 1.4 ampere for example, okay, and on the secondary side this was rated as 1.2 ampere, of course to keep VA same, I have not done the calculation, you can do it yourself. Now this 1.4 ampere and this 1.2 ampere means that this winding should be capable of handling 1.4, this winding should be capable of handling 1.2 ampere. Now take this one on the auto transformer case. On the auto transformer, on 13.2 kV side, how much current you are going to feed in? This was approximately 1.4 ampere. Now 1.4 ampere is going to go inside over there, and how much current is going to flow in over here, this is questionable. And the next thing, how much current is going to flow over here. Now since IL is equal to IC plus ISC, and what is ISC? ISC is equal to IH, and what is IH over here? IH is equal to approximately, what was IH over here? 1.2 ampere. So this was equal to 1.2 ampere, and here IL is equal to 1.4 ampere. Now can anyone tell me, if this is 1.4, this is 1.2, what should be the rating of the common winding current? 0.2. So what this is telling you, that this current is 0.2, so practically this winding, which is the common winding, can be a very thin wire also. I'm again repeating this, listen to this very carefully. You had 1.4 ampere on the high voltage, low voltage side, 1.2 ampere on the high voltage side current. I have taken these values from here. Okay? You can do the mathematics over yourself. Now, if 1.4 ampere current is the low current over there, which is going to go over here, high current is 1.2 ampere. So certainly out of this 1.4, 1.2 is going over here. The remaining 0.2 will flow over here, according to KCL. Now, this 0.2 means that this winding over here has not to withstand 1.2 or something ampere. It can only be a 0.2 ampere winding, because it's only going to handle 0.2 ampere. So now your cost is significantly reduced more. आपको पहले क्या करना पड़ा था? In this transformer hole, you had to use a copper that was capable of 1.4 and here 1.2. Now you only require 1000 turn for a wire which can only handle 0.2 ampere. But this 40 ton should be able of handling 1.2 ampere. So your cost is reduced considerably because your copper size has reduced. आपको सिर्फ 1000 tons करने हैं with 0.2 ampere and 40 tons for 1.2 ampere ton. So the copper is going to be a little thick. So the enormous advantage by just sacrificing one thing, that is the isolation. This is the enormous transformer, and this transformer is widely used on grid stations to change your voltage from one value to the other. Okay. Now, going on to a little mathematics over there, I am using the step-up configuration. Step down is the very same, nothing change over there, only the direction of current change. So I have the step-up over there in which I am converting VL to VH. Now, these are the 4 equations over here, in fact 6 equations. We know this VC over here and VSC will be linked by the number of turns over there, just like you do primary and secondary, because there is a transformer over there. So VC by VSC is equal to NC by NSC. And similar thing, ampere turns. 1 ampere turns will be equal to the other ampere turns, because it's still a transformer, but they are connected in series. So these 2 equations are from your fundamentals of your transformer. So this is your voltage and this is your current. And you can write it in also in this form, but that will be reciprocal. Next thing over there, these 4 equations. What is VL? This is equal to VC over here. And what is VH? VH is equal to VC plus VSC. The 2 windings are coming in series. So the total overall voltage VH is equal to this voltage plus this voltage, because the dots are adding together. So your VH is equal to VC plus VSC over here. And for the current, IH is equal to ISC. You just done it, because IH is equal to series current, and IL is equal to IC plus ISC. Same thing over there. How? Because this IL, when it is coming over here, some goes over here, some goes over here. So IL is equal to IC plus ISC. Now, we know the transformation ratio in terms of their series winding and the common winding over here, but we require the transformation ratio between VL and VH. Okay, हमने उसको increase करना है. For that purpose, just a little mathematics done over there. If you see very closely, I have VH equal to VC plus VSC. Now in this equation, I can replace over here this VSC from this relation. So VSC will be equal to NSC divided by NC multiplied by VC. So taking this equation, putting in place of this VSC, so what my equation becomes, VH equal to VC plus NSC divided by NC into VC. This VC and VC are common. So if I just do some mathematics over there, so VH is equal to, what is VC? VL. So VH equal to VL, and I have NC plus NSC divided by NC. So this is easily telling you that in the common winding you had 1000 turns. In the series winding you had 40 turns, and over here. So this is 1040 divided by 40 is the transformation ratio between VH and VL over there. And same thing, you can do this for your current. in which over there, now you have this relation, we just proved it over there. Now in form of current over there, IL is equal to IC plus ISC. So this will be equal to, as we all know, ICNC is equal to ISC NSC. Same thing, just like we did for the voltage. This is for the current, and I put over here IC over here in this equation. So what I become over here at the end, I have IL over IH equal to NSC plus NC divided by NC. Same thing, just reversed. Just like a normal transformer. In normal transformer, voltage ratio is equal to the transformation ratio, but for current, it's reciprocal. So same thing happening over there. This is IL over IH is equal to NSC plus NC over NC, and here VL over VH is equal to reciprocal. So same formula, nothing changed over there. So this is just a small proof. Now, the important thing, as I told you just now, the advantage of an auto transformer was this, that this winding is going to be very, very small rating, 0.2 ampere, and this winding, which is just 40 turns, cost is going to be very much reduced, and this is going to handle 1.2 ampere current. Now, we know this cost, we just formulated according to some example. But if we want to formulate this advantage in terms of some empirical formula, that formula is being derived over there, and if you see very closely over there, what is the apparent power advantage of an auto transformer? There's a small proof over there. What this is actually about. All the power traveling from the primary to the secondary, listen to this very carefully, all the power traveling from the primary to the secondary, which means what is primary? This one. What is secondary? This one. So all the power which is traveling from the primary to the secondary does not go through the windings, and by windings I mean over here the common winding. What is the common winding? Common winding is just those 1000 turns, and they were only handling 0.2 ampere current. The 1000 turns over here, they were handling 1.2 ampere current over there. So what is actually happening, whatever power you are transferring over here, that is not passing through this one, and it is flowing directly over here just through those 40 turns over there. Sorry, this one was 40, not 1000 turns, this was 40 turns. So 40 turns, and this one is 1000 turns over there. So instead of power flowing in the common winding, it is directly going towards the load through those small windings or turns. So what I mean by this over here, what is input voltage or input power? VL into IL. Output power, VH into IH. What is VL? Over here, VL. What is IL? Input power, input the transformer, and this is IH and VH. So this is output. These both, according to law of conservation of energy, if I am assuming the transformer does not have any losses, they both will be equal. Okay? If there are no losses, ideal case, so I am going to call it as SIO. IO stands over here for input and output both. So I am just using a common symbol. Now, I am going to compare this SIO by the power which this winding is actually handling. I am again repeating. I am trying to find out the advantage. Why? Because 1000 turns are done for this winding, and this winding is the current which this winding is handling, and comparing it with this power which is SIO or VLIL or IHVH. So for that purpose, what is SW? This is the winding, common winding power. And what is that power? That power will be equal to the voltage across it plus the current which is flowing over there. What is that current? That current is IC, voltage is VC. So SW, or you can call it as a common winding also, you can write at CW as well, but here they have written is simple W. So this is VC IC equal to VSC ISC. Same thing, because this one should be equal to this one, or into the same rule. So this SW is equal to VC IC, and instead of IC I have put IL minus IH. What is IL minus IH? Because the current was flowing in, some went over here, the remaining went over here. So what was IC? IL minus IH. Sorry, yes, you are right. बिल्कुल ठीक है, ये यहाँ गलत है. Sorry, thanks. ठीक है, same thing. So this SW over here is equal to VC IC, and instead of IC I have put IL minus IH over there. Now open this one, I have VL IL minus VL IH, and instead of this IH I put this transformation ratio from the rule. So I have VL IL taken common. So if I do this mathematics over there, I have NC plus NSC minus NC divided by this one. So what I have now, this is SW equal to, what is VL IL? Input power, which is SIO. So SIO divided by SW is equal to NC plus NSC. What this is telling me, this ratio? What is SIO? The total power it is handling. What is SW? the power of the windings. So the total power divided by the power of the winding, this is the advantage in terms of an empirical formula. I'm again repeating. SIO, the total power transformer is handling either input or output. Divided by SW, what is SW? The power this winding is handling, because this has 1000 turns over there. So this ratio equal to NC plus NSC divided by NC. So larger the value of NC as compared to NSC, the advantage is enormous. अब अगर आपके पास, if I go back over there and just give you a little example, here the voltage was very close. मेरे पास, if this voltage is not close, and I mean supposingly I have something of 400 volt here, and I wanted to make it 1000 volt here. Now this is almost 2.5 times increase. 2.5 times increase mean that whenever I am going to connect it in terms of an auto transformer, I am going to have, supposingly for 400 volts, supposingly I had 1000 turns here, and in the series winding this time it will not be 40 turns. This will be approximately something 2000 plus turns over there, because आपने उसको 2.5 times करना है. So auto transformer advantage is only applicable when the two voltage levels from which you are going to transform, they are close to each other. If there is a difference of approximately more than 1.5 times, then certainly it's having no advantage. So it's only used for those cases whenever you want to actually step up your voltage from one value to a little bit more, maybe like something 10%, 20% more or less. But if you have something, a ratio like this, 400 to 1000 volt, then this is not a very good case. Why? You have already getting the idea. The advantage formula is easily telling you that SIO is equal to, SIO divided by SW is equal to NC plus NSE. आपके पास NC 1000 हो, NSE भी आपके पास 1000 हो, supposingly. So 1000 plus 1000 divided by 1000, the advantage is just 2 times, nothing. But if your NSE is supposedly just 40 turns, NC is 1000 turns, so 1040 divided by 40, the answer is approximately 200 times, something like that. It's an enormous advantage. So the advantage is enormous.
सर उससे तो बेहतर ही है ना जो नॉर्मल ट्रांसफार्मर है.
हाँ, उससे तो बेहतर, of course. लेकिन the cost is going to be still more. Again, going back to the same diagram, यहाँ पे आपके पास 400 वोल्ट 1000 वोल्ट है. Supposingly ये ट्रांसफार्मर है 1000 VA का, 1000 VA का. So मेरे पास यहाँ करंट कितना होगा और यहाँ करंट कितना होगा जी? Secondary will be 1 ampere. Here this will be 2.5 ampere. अब मैं इनको सीरीज में यहाँ कनेक्ट करता हूँ. आई एम स्टेपिंग इट अप. ठीक है, मेरे पास यहाँ पे वोल्टेज है 400 वोल्ट. सो इसका मतलब है यहाँ मेरे पास करंट जा रहा है 2.5 एम्पेयर. यहाँ पे मेरे पास है 1000 वोल्ट. यहाँ पे मेरे पास करंट आ रहा है 1 एम्पेयर. सो 2.5 एम्पेयर इधर आ रहा है 1 एम्पेयर. तो ये कितना है 1.5 एम्पेयर. सो यू कैन सी 1.5 और 1 एम्पेयर ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं है. कॉपर एडवांटेज आपको नहीं मिल रहा वहाँ पे. उस केस में आपके पास क्या था, 0.2 इधर था और उधर 1.2 था. एनॉर्मस एडवांटेज. कॉपर इसकी और इसकी बहुत थोड़ा फर्क है कॉस्ट में. और यहाँ भी आपको 1000 टर्न्स करने पड़ रहे हैं, यहाँ भी आपको 2000 समथिंग और 1500 टर्न्स करने पड़ रहे हैं. सो एडवांटेज वो नहीं है जो ऑटो ट्रांसफार्मर में है आपके पास.
एडवांटेज होगा ना, क्योंकि ऊपर वाले ट्रांसफार्मर में इस वाइंडिंग में 2.5 फ्लो का है, लेकिन इधर 1.5 फ्लो का है.
हाँ, वो उस लिहाज से एडवांटेज है. बट एज कंपेयर टू दी आइसोलेशन, आप आइसोलेशन लूज कर रहे हो. Remember, isolation for a power system is very very critical whenever you don't want. मैं यहाँ पे फर्स्ट करो, if this is a socket over there, मैं कहता हूँ यार शरारत करते हैं थोड़ी सी, एक वायर पकड़ के दोनों शॉर्ट कर देता हूँ. प्रैक्टिकली मैं वापडा के सिस्टम को शॉर्ट कर रहा हूँ. Now this shorting, first of all, it should trigger this room breakers which are on the outside. अगर वो ट्रिप नहीं होते, then the next protection is our department protection. अगर वो सरकारी है, ट्रिप कार जाए, आग ना लगे तो वो एक ट्रिप करेगी. उसके बाद they have a transformer on the outside, transformer over there, वो शॉर्ट होना चाहिए. लेकिन अगर वो withstand कर जाता है तो वो भी नहीं उड़ेगा. उसके बाद यूवीटी का ग्रिड स्टेशन जो है जहाँ से हमारी फाइडर आ रही है वो है. उसके बाद जो पीछे ट्रांसफार्मर है वो है. नाउ दिस स्मॉल फॉल्ट विल रीच दैट ट्रांसमिशन लाइन एंड द तरबेला डैम और मंगला डैम जनरेटर, वहाँ पे वो ट्रिप कर जाएगा. So we don't want that to happen. That's why we have step protection. पहली protection is room की, then we have the home. That's why one protection fails, आगे वाली सारी बच जाती हैं. So that's why whenever you are designing a protection system in power system, you always have this level of protection: first level, second level, third level, fourth level. I don't know, many of you still remember in 2006 there was a blackout in Pakistan. And what they did in that, since we are talking on the AC now, I can relate that story here because in 2006, I guess 26 September, maybe 2010, I don't hear exactly the name, the date is confirmed, 26 September. There was one person working on one of the transmission lines, the 500 kV transmission line at on Rawat. उस ट्रांसमिशन लाइन के ऊपर 3 लाइंस गुजर रही हैं जहाँ से पूरे के पूरे पाकिस्तान की पावर गुजरती है. What they did at that time, 3 में से एक लाइन पे पूरा पाकिस्तान चल रहा था. It was September, so it was not having that much load. ठीक है, बंदा खड़ा हुआ था वहाँ पे, बंदा ऊपर ट्रांसमिशन लाइन के ऊपर चढ़ के वहाँ पे इंसुलेटर साफ कर रहा है. उसने आई गेस वॉकी टॉकी से अपना जो पैगाम नीचे भेजा है कि भाई ट्रांसमिशन लाइन को डिस्कनेक्ट कर दो, सो मैं उसको चला दूँ, मतलब साफ करूँ. ऑफकोर्स लाइन एनर्जाइज होगी, वो चढ़ तो नहीं सकता ऊपर. व्हाट डिड इट, उसने ट्रांसमिशन लाइन जो वहाँ से डिस्कनेक्ट की वो दूसरी वाली थी, और जिसमें पूरा पाकिस्तान चल रहा था वो उसने पकड़ के उसको डिस्कनेक्ट नहीं की. अब उसने डिस्कनेक्ट दूसरी वाली कर दी जिसमें वो चढ़ा नहीं था. और होता यह कि ट्रांसमिशन लाइन इज एन इंडक्टर, उसको टैप करना पड़ता है ग्राउंड के साथ ताकि उसकी एनर्जी को आप डिस्चार्ज कर सकें, वरना अदरवाइज इट्स गोइंग टू हैव अ लॉट अमाउंट ऑफ फ्लक्स इनसाइड इट और आपका बंदा को भी जाएगा. अब उसने जिस पे पाकिस्तान चल रहा था उसने पकड़ के उसको पूरी की पूरी लाइन को अर्थ कर दिया. So a whole of the Pakistan energy, instead of flowing towards the load, it went towards the ground. सारी की सारी 20,000 or whatever megawatt of power all went to the ground. And those of you who were actually witnessing it, I had a frequency meter logged over there. So हमारी total grid की frequency which should be 50 hertz वो ऐसे die down की है from 50 to 45 to 40 and 30 and 20 and 10 and 0. सो आपके एक बल्ब था, फैंस की बात मैं नहीं कर रहा, एक बल्ब है, एक इनकैंडिसेंट बल्ब है, वो बल्ब ऐसे जैसे एक जिंदा आदमी मरता है जिस तरह से, बिल्कुल डाई डाउन हुआ. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, सिंस द फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ द सिस्टम गॉट डाउन, अब उसकी वजह से तरबेला डैम, मंगला डैम, कैपको, हबको, ऑल द होल पाकिस्तान, वो रिलेज जो पाकिस्तान के उन पावर प्लांट्स के बनने के बाद वहाँ पे लगाई गई थी, वो सारी रिलेज ट्रिप हुई हैं जो आज तक कभी 70 साल में कभी ट्रिप नहीं हुई होंगी. अब वो रिलेज वो ट्रिप हुई, उसकी वजह से द प्रॉब्लम वाज इट कि एक दफ़ा पूरा सिस्टम ट्रिप हो गया, जनरेटर बच गया, सारा कुछ हो गया. अब वो रिलेज को वापस ऑन करना, जिन लोगों ने वो लगाई थी वो रिटायर हो चुके थे, नए इंजीनियर्स पहुंच चुके हैं. अब उन्हें लगाने में, उनको उन डिब्बों को खोल के उन रिलेज को ऑन करने में इट टुक देम 3 to 4 hours. लाजमी सी बात है उसको करना. प्लस सारे जनरेटर्स शट डाउन हो जाते हैं जैसे ही आपके पास इस तरह का प्रॉब्लम आता है. तरबेला डैम गेट वॉल्स बंद हो जाएंगे. इफ़ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट कैपको समथिंग, वहाँ पे गैस टरबाइंस हैं या स्टीम टरबाइंस हैं, वो सब बंद हो जाएंगी. अब एक दफ़ा जब टरबाइन बंद हो जाती है, उसको दोबारा स्टार्ट करना, उसका स्टीम का प्रेशर इनिशिएट करना, इट्स अ हेल लॉट ऑफ टास्क. 12 घंटे लगे थे सिर्फ लाहौर तक बिजली पहुँचाने में, या 9 घंटे शायद लगे थे. So that's why the stability of a power system is enormously important. और ये यही वजह है कि आपकी लोड शेडिंग करते हैं. लोड शेडिंग इज सो मच इंपॉर्टेंट. वाई? बिकॉज अगर आप पावर बना एक्स रहे हैं, कंज्यूम आप x+10 कर रहे हैं, तो आपकी ग्रिड की फ्रीक्वेंसी कम होगी और एक टाइम आएगा कि ग्रिड बैठ जाएगा एंड इट विल अगेन ट्रिप ऑल द रिलेज एंड द पावर सिस्टम विल बी ऑफ. अब उसको एक दफ़ा दोबारा उठाना इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. आपको 12-12 घंटे लगते हैं. स्टीम टरबाइन का प्रेशर बनाना है. तरबेला डैम तो खैर स्टिल एक वॉल्व खोला या 2 वॉल्व्स खोले, पानी आना शुरू हो गया, दैट्स नॉट दैट डिफिकल्ट. लेकिन एक स्टीम टरबाइन, जब तक वो स्टीम बनेगी, प्रेशर बनेगा, उसका एक स्पीड अटेन होगी. क्यों? दैट स्पीड इज लिंक्ड विद योर फ्रीक्वेंसी. आपको जो फ्रीक्वेंसी मिल रही है आपके घरों में, वो 50 हर्ट्ज कोई इनहेरेंट डिजाइन ऑफ द जनरेटर नहीं है. दैट इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द स्पीड ऑफ योर टरबाइन. वो टरबाइन की स्पीड कांस्टेंट होगी, देन यू कैन एक्चुअली प्रोड्यूस दैट पावर. और फिर आपको तमाम के तमाम जनरेटर्स जो कि पूरे पाकिस्तान में सबको सिंक्रोनाइज करना है. दे ऑल शुड बी प्रोड्यूसिंग 50 हर्ट्ज. हम इसमें डिस्कस करेंगे अभी आगे जाके. आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू अनदर स्टोरी एट दैट टाइम ऑल्सो. सो दिस arising of all the frequencies and all the generators is a very difficult task. That's why they do predictive load shedding also. इन्हें पता है कि हाँ जी आज पाकिस्तान का मैच है, आज हर कोई बंदा टीवी लगाएगा, so there is going to be a little surge or maybe little down. ये जो लोग मार्केट्स नहीं जाएंगे, लोग टीवी पे बैठेंगे, घर में बैठेंगे, so they know it कि the predictive analysis है. And all this is done at the NTDC, National Transmission and Dispatch Center. So there is a total department which is doing the forecasting. वो फोरकास्टिंग कर रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तान की इस दफ़ा टोटल एनर्जी जो गर्मियों में हमारी पास प्रोडक्शन थी, दैट वाज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली आई गेस 25,400 मेगावाट्स. तो अगले साल प्रैक्टिकली दिस शुड बी एन इंक्रीज ऑफ समथिंग 1000 और 2000 मेगावाट। वो कहाँ से पूरी करनी है? नहीं है तो हमें लोड शेडिंग करनी है। अब पाकिस्तान का इस वक्त मसला, जस्ट टू गिव यू एन आइडिया, इज़ नॉट जनरेशन। हमारा मसला अब इस वक्त ट्रांसमिशन लाइन्स का है। We don't have the transmission line capability to actually dissipate that power to, और अभी भी इस 25,000 megawatts में से हम 10% पावर to 15% पावर अभी भी वेस्ट कर रहे हैं इन ट्रांसमिशन लाइन्स। ट्रांसमिशन लाइन्स 500 kV और 760 kV और 133 kV, जब आप इतनी हाई वोल्टेज पे जाते हो, देयर आर डिस्चार्जेस हैपनिंग, द एयर अराउंड दैट कंडक्टर इज बीइंग आयोनाइज्ड, करंट्स फ्लो कर रहे हैं, लीकेज करंट्स। तो वो जो 10-15% पावर है वो ट्रांसमिशन लाइन जो एक 1000 किलोमीटर की लाइन है, सपोजिंगली फ्रॉम आई गेस हैदराबाद, और हाँ हैदराबाद के अंदर यू हैव अ कैपको ओवर देयर, और नहीं सॉरी हबको ओवर देयर एंड देन अप टिल मुल्तान कैपको, वो जो 400-500 किलोमीटर की ट्रांसमिशन लाइन है, इट्स गोइंग टू हैव अ लॉस। और वो लॉस कौन बियर करता है? वापडा और एनटीडीसी। लेकिन वो खैर वो हमारे बिलों में फिर बाद में ऐड हो जाता है ऑटोमेटिकली इन फॉर्म ऑफ लाइन लॉसेज और इन फॉर्म ऑफ फ्यूल एडजस्टमेंट सरचार्ज और वट एवर दैट केस मे बी। बट प्रैक्टिकली पाकिस्तान बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम एट प्रेजेंट, मे बी लाइक 5 years or 6 years back, it was the generation. Now the Pakistan problem is transmission line. And if we are going with a GDP rate of 4 or 5%, we certainly need a lot of transmission line power which connecting the north with the south. हमारा सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हमारी मेजर पावर जनरेशन नॉर्थ में और हमारी मेजर पावर कंजम्पशन साउथ में, ये बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है। दैट्स वाई कराची has those 2 nuclear power plants, CANUP, which have been set up over there, of grids से connect हो भी गए हैं, they are still in the procurement process over there, but again Karachi, it's a very difficult place because of that fault lines over there, और आपने बिल्कुल उनको समुंदर के पास भी बनाया, कैनप्स की बात मैं कर रहा हूँ, and nuclear power plant, you all know, it can be a big disaster if there is an earthquake or tsunami or something like that. So practically we should not be going towards that atomic power or something, but yes, we should be going towards those hydel power plants. But hydel power plants, remember one thing very important, एक concept है, being as a teacher here also, एक चीज़ concept हमें पढ़ाई जाती है from the political point of view कि जी dams बिजली के लिए बनाए जाते हैं। One thing very important, I'm not a mechanical engineer, dams are not made for electricity. Their first and foremost purpose is irrigation, पानी स्टोर करना, बिकॉज आपको बिजली बहुत सस्ती मिल रही है वहाँ से। अभी भी वापडा की जो अगर कालाबाग डैम या भाषा डैम अगर बन जाए, जैसे भी उनकी प्रोग्रेस है, दे स्टिल हैव ओनली अ रेट ऑफ अप्रॉक्सीमेटली आई गेस 1.7 था, अब शायद डॉलर एप्रिशिएट करने के बाद मे बी लाइक 3 रुपीज़ और समथिंग लाइक दैट, इससे ज़्यादा कॉस्ट नहीं है उनकी। बट आवर मेन पर्पज़ फॉर डैम इज़ नॉट पावर प्रोडक्शन, इट इज़ इरीगेशन और स्टोर द वाटर। दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो हम लोग आमतौर पे वो उसको पॉलिटिकल बना देते हैं कि जी वो उससे आपने वो शहर डूब जाएगा या कुछ हो जाएगा या लोग डिस्प्लेस हो जाएंगे एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ। द मेन पर्पज इज नॉट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। येस, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इज इंपॉर्टेंट। आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू स्टिल नो इट, देयर इज अ डैम इन चाइना, 3 Gorges डैम, विच हैज़ द एबिलिटी ऑफ प्रोड्यूसिंग इनफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जितनी पाकिस्तान की टोटल डिमांड है। 20,000 megawatt 3 Gorges dam, and that dam has so much water inside it, it has changed the center of gravity by approximately 0.02 centimeters. इतना पानी है उसके अंदर। So this is very very important that so you need power if we want to grow over there, and certainly since you are going to be engineers, वो कहाँ जाना है आप लोगों ने, जॉब कहीं ना कहीं तो लगनी है ना। So we need some power plants, we need some, and certainly we need these power plants to be set up by some Pakistani in Pakistan, not some Chinese coming in over here and erecting that, because I know many of my students and I did that training also for the Sahiwal power plant, last government के अंदर coal power plant जो साहिवाल में लगा था, तो मेरे तकरीबन 30-40 स्टूडेंट्स उस बैच के लगे हैं वहाँ पे। So out of those 30-40 students, they told me, many of them told me कि द चाइनीज़ आर सो मच इन्वेस्टेड अपने मुल्क के नेशनल इंटरेस्ट के लिए कि उन्होंने अपने वहाँ पे जो वॉशरूम्स लगाए हैं उसके दरवाजे तक चाइना से बन के आए हैं। सो यू कैन जस्ट इमेजिन इट आउट कि वो कितनी इन्वेस्टमेंट है, मतलब पैसे हम दे रहे हैं और वी हैव टू पे इट फॉर द नेक्स्ट 5 years or 10 years एज अ लोन और वट एवर, CPEC में है या जिसमें भी है, आई एम नॉट कंसर्न विद दैट, वो लोन है या जो भी कुछ है, बट जो चीज़ें पाकिस्तान में बनती हैं या हैं तो बस वो तो इस्तेमाल करें ना। तो दे नॉट इवन द लॉक्स, द डोर्स, वट एवर, एवरीथिंग इज कमिंग, इवन जस्ट द मेसन वर्कर या इंजीनियर्स हैं उनको भी वो बिठा के सिर्फ वो, और वो सिर्फ उसको 6 महीने या साल तक उसको रखते हैं। पावर प्लांट डायरेक्ट हो जाता है, ऑलमोस्ट 50-60% को ले ऑफ करते हैं आप जाएं कहीं और, उनका पावर प्लांट बन गया एंड इट्स ओवर. सो दिस इज द रॉन्ग प्रैक्टिसेस, रॉन्ग पॉलिसी मेकिंग एज फार एज द कंट्री इज कंसर्न्ड और वट एवर. अच्छा जी, coming on over there, I have this one example over there. I have a transformer in which I have to make the voltage from 110 kV to 138 kV. ठीक है जी, very small voltage range. So NC over NSC would be equal to 110 divided by 28 for obvious reasons, because the difference in these two is 28. So SW is equal SW divided by SIO. I want to find out that advantage. So this will be 5000 kVA multiplied by 28 over 110 plus 28. So you can see the advantage over there. SW winding is going to be just 1015 kVA. Yani ke if this is a step up winding, this winding is just going to be 1015 kVA, and this winding is going to be capable of 5000 kVA with only turns 28 turns over there. This one is 1015 kVA. So the advantage is enormous if you have a 5000 kVA and you want to make it as an auto transformer, because the voltage is 110 volts to 138 kVA. So the winding, the common winding is 1015 kVA. Please kindly go through this same example. I've just done this example over here in front of you so that you can find out. So the advantage SW divided by SIO, this will be this will be advantage is not SW, this is SIO divided by SW. So SIO is 5000 kVA and this is 1015, so this is approximately 5. So you can see the advantage is approximately 5 plus over there. Kindly go through this example, and one question which I want to ask over there after this discussion. मेरे पास एक 100 VA का ट्रांसफार्मर है. Listen to this very carefully and very carefully answer this. I have a 100 VA transformer. आपने हाल रोड से पकड़ा है. It's not very big transformer, 100 VA. It's converting supposedly from not 110 120. It's converting from 220 volt to 12 volt. आपने कोई लैब का पावर सप्लाई बनाई है, ठीक है जी. Now instead of making 12 volt, मैं कहता हूँ I need 232 volts, which means I am going to connect it as an auto transformer. Now what this means, I will be having a common winding, and with this common winding I am going to connect it over here with dot here with dot here. I will be getting 220 volt here and certainly 232 volt over here. This transformer is 100 VA. Question over here, when connected an auto transformer, how much VA rating it will have? I'm again repeating the question. Question is this: when it was isolated two windings, it was 100 VA transformer. 100 VA का मतलब ये है कि on the primary, let me make that transformer as well over here. So if I had this one as, so this was 220 volt, this was 12 volt, and this was a 100 VA transformer. Anyone with a calculator, please divide 100 by 220 and give me an answer. Also 100 divided by 12 volts, give me an answer for the current rating. Actually, I am actually asking for the current over here. G 100 divided by 220, I guess this will be 0.8 something, 0.8 or 0.85 or something. Point? अच्छा हाँ सॉरी 0.4 सॉरी हाँ ठीक है ऐसा ही है. मैं उसको बोला 200 VA कर रहा हूँ. 12 volts जी 8.3. G. Now, can you tell me, when I have converted this one into an auto transformer, what will be the VA rating? G. G. Anyone? Please.
281.
200 and? How? एक ट्रांसफार्मर आपने ऐसा लिया जो कि आइसोलेटेड बना हुआ है पहले से, यानी कि इसका मतलब ये है कि उसकी प्राइमरी वाइंडिंग कैन हैंडल 0.45 एम्पेयर, सेकेंडरी वाइंडिंग कैन हैंडल 8.3 एम्पेयर्स. जी नाउ देखो, लेट मी जस्ट टॉक ऑन दिस वन. 220 वोल्ट वाली वाइंडिंग ये है, ठीक है जी. दिस इज गोइंग टू हैंडल 0.45 एम्पेयर, यानी कि ये हैंडल कैपेसिटी है उसकी, and this winding is capable of handling 8.3 ampere. Now, when I am going to calculate the total VA rating, 232 is the voltage. The current this winding can give without any damage, that is 8.3 ampere. So 232 multiplied by 8.3 1600 something plus volts. VA rating now has increased to 1600 plus volts. आप एक 220 वोल्ट को नाउ 232 वोल्ट में कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं with 8.3 amperes on the secondary side coming out. ठीक है, 232. So if you are calculating the VA rating, this will be 232 multiplied by 8.3 ampere, whatever that value comes, 1600 something, whatever. Now कितनी 19. Okay, sorry, the calculation is 19 25.6 VA. So you can see a 100 VA transformer is now converted to approximately 1900 VA plus. तो बहुत ज़बरदस्त काम है, excellent advantage you are getting. But there is one small glitch which will still make this transformer a little difficult to operate. जो मुझे ये बताता है अभी just in the next 2-3 minutes, 1 bonus marks relative, everyone, absolute 1 marks. There is one small glitch, चलेगा, but with one small problem which we are still overriding. It can still give that 1925 VA, but एक small problem है in any of the windings. Of course, there are 2 windings, जिसकी वजह से there is going to be a problem. मैं ये इसलिए बता रहा हूँ कि आप बाजार से हाल रोड से ला के उसको करना ना शुरू कर दूँ, इसलिए मैं वो ग्लिच बताना चाह रहा हूँ. इसलिए आप कोई धमाका करो या कुछ इस तरह का हरकत करो. तो ये लो जी 220 वोल्ट से हम 100 VA का एक ट्रांसफार्मर ला के 2000 VA बना रहे हैं. तो इसलिए मैं उसको हाँ जी, एनीवन विद एन आंसर. देयर इज स्मॉल ग्लिच. हाँ जी, नहीं ग्लिच क्या है, ये ग्लिच बता रहे हो आप मुझे? देखो अगर यहाँ से 8.3 एम्पेयर गुजर रहा है, एक सेकंड यहाँ देखो, यहाँ पे अगर 8.3 एम्पेयर गुजर रहा है और यहाँ पे 0.45 गुजरना है, तो यहाँ पे कितना गुजरना चाहिए? 8.3 प्लस 0.45 अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 8.75. ठीक है, तो इन्हीं की सप्लाई आपकी 8.75 दे देगी, तो यू आर गोइंग टू गेट 220 वोल्ट एम्पलीफाइड टू 230 वोल्ट. लेकिन एक प्रॉब्लम है, छोटी सी, एक छोटी सी प्रॉब्लम है. एनीवन जी, anyone please, any wrong answer even, just try on this one.
कॉमन पे ये वैल्यू
क्या नहीं होगी कॉमन पे?
कॉमन पे रेटेड वैल्यू
मैं समझा नहीं, कॉमन पे
ब्राइटली पे अगर 0.45 एम्पीयर दे रहे हैं ना, तो कॉमन वाइंडिंग पे ये होगा.
क्यों नहीं होगी? यहाँ से आप 8.3 प्लस 0.45 यहाँ आ रहा है, 0.45 कॉमन में चला गया.
हम 0.45 एम्पीयर दें
किसको? नहीं, देखो एक सेकंड, करंट हम नहीं देंगे, करंट लोड डिपेंडेंट है पहली बात. ठीक है, यहाँ पे आप जितना लोड अप्लाई करोगे उसके हिसाब से जाएगा. अब आपने ऐसा लोड अप्लाई कर दिया कि वो 8.3 एम्पेयर करंट मांग रहा है, देन दैट्स अनदर केस. आप 7 एम्पेयर पे चला लो. मैं उसकी मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी की बात कर रहा हूँ, मैं उसको फर्स्ट करो मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी पे चला रहा हूँ कि 8.3, क्योंकि मेरी सेकेंडरी वाइंडिंग और एक्चुअली द सीरीज वाइंडिंग इज केपेबल ऑफ हैंडलिंग 8.3 एम्पेयर. सो मैंने इसलिए उसके अंदर से 8.3 एम्पेयर गुजारना है. उस 8.3 के लिए मुझे यहाँ से 8.75 यहाँ से ऐड करना पड़ रहा है, 0.45 कॉमन वाइंडिंग में जा रहा है. बट स्टिल देयर इज वन प्रॉब्लम, ट्रांसफार्मर चलेगा बट इट विल हैव वन प्रॉब्लम और ग्लिच ओवर हियर. आइसोलेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, कोई छोटा बच्चा नहीं है जिसने तारों को हाथ लगाना है. नो इश्यूज ऑन दैट वन. आइसोलेशन इज नॉट एन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग ओवर हियर. देन जी एडी करंट, ओ नहीं, इतना आप ट्रांसफार्मर में एडी करंट तो अभी भी होंगे, कोर तो अभी भी है, एडी करंट तो अभी भी होने हैं. इट्स स्टिल गोइंग टू बी देयर. एडी करंट कहाँ से आगे बीच में? जी, एनीवन? If you the motor I told you, I showed you, I guess it's still in my bag. I told you that motor was rated for 110 volt and my mother plugged it in for 220 volt. Every winding has an insulation rating. When you designed this transformer, the secondary winding was only rated for 12 volts. Now you have connected it in such a way कि now it is going to handle a little bit more voltage over there. So the insulation will get damaged over there. So transformer चलेगा जस्ट फॉर लाइक ब्रिंक ऑफ अ सेकेंड, कोई था इस आंसर के करीब? एनीवन हु वाज क्लोज टू दिस आंसर? सो नहीं, नॉट रेटेड करंट पूरा हो रहा है आपका यहाँ पे. द प्रॉब्लम इज इंसुलेशन. आपका ये फैन है और मे बी इवन एनीथिंग, एनी कन्वर्टर, एनी लैपटॉप ओवर देयर, दे आर रेटेड फॉर देयर पीक वोल्टेज 230 volt RMS. That voltage, if it is provided more than that, the insulation. अब insulation क्या है? Listen this please. What is insulation? When you are doing this winding, supposingly you have a core of your transformer with you. आपने एक ट्रांसफार्मर्स की एक लेयर कर ली, आपके 50 टर्न्स supposingly हो गए, अब आपने 50 और करने हैं, another layer. On those 50 turns, you will put some insulation tape and then you will do that. That insulation tape should be able to withstand that voltage. That's why an 11 kV transformer is very much large because of the amount of insulation in between the layers or in between the conductors also. 400 volt के ऊपर मैं एक वायर पकड़ूं और उसको वाइंड कर दूं, दोनों के दरमियान में वोल्टेज बहुत कम है. लेकिन एक 11 kV में करूं तो उसके अंदर आपके पास एक टर्न और दूसरी टर्न के दरमियान में आपको ऊपर कवरिंग, इंसुलेशन कवरिंग, पेपर कवरिंग और कॉटन कवरिंग, एनीथिंग कवरिंग, इट्स गोइंग टू बी इनॉर्मस. सो इंसुलेशन इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर ओवर देयर. हाँ, अगर आपने ये ट्रांसफार्मर बनवाते वक्त इस वाइंडिंग के अंदर इंसुलेशन अच्छी रखवाई हुई है, पेपर इंसुलेशन और whatever tape insulation, whatever you have used, then this can workable. This transformer is workable. Otherwise, it cannot work for large. Insulation है, damage होगी थोड़ी देर के लिए, and after some time it will be totally gone. Next question, because I don't have time for the other one. One question over there. मेरे पास एक ट्रांसफार्मर है. I have 220 volt to supposedly 110 volt. मैं चाह रहा हूँ कि जी मेरे पास 220 वोल्ट को मैं 110 में कन्वर्ट करूँ और वो चीज़ें चलाऊँ जो मुझे अमेरिका से मिली हैं. आसान है, मैं चला सकते हैं. मैं क्या इसको उल्टा लगा सकता हूँ? कैन आई प्लग दिस ट्रांसफार्मर एट 110 वोल्ट साइड पे, मैं कहूँ यहाँ पे मैं जी 220 वोल्ट लगा दूँ और आई कैन गेट हेयर 440 वोल्ट. क्यों पटाखा बोलेगा? ये तो बताओ ना, यू आर इंजीनियर्स, ये तो चल गया. क्यों? इंसुलेशन. द आंसर इज अगेन इंसुलेशन. द वोल्टेज रेटिंग फॉर विच इट इज डिजाइंड फॉर शुड रिमेन द सेम. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. दिस स्मॉल शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस एक्चुअली, ये हमने मिड से खैर पहले करने थे, बट आई कुड नॉट फाइंड टाइम फॉर दैट वन, बट स्टिल एनीवे, दिस इज 220 वोल्ट एंड supposedly I am getting supposedly this is a 12 volt again. This transformer was designed for 50 hertz. मैं कहता हूँ यार चलो पाकिस्तान से ट्रांसफार्मर सस्ते मिलते हैं, यहाँ से लेके अमेरिका ले जाता हूँ. अमेरिका में कहीं से 220 वोल्ट है लेकिन वहाँ 60 हर्ट्स है. क्या ये ट्रांसफार्मर चलेगा? क्या क्या होगी? ब्राइटनेस ट्रांसफार्मर है क्या? एलईडी लाइट है करके कमाल है. कोई बल्ब शल्ब का काम तो नहीं करते? कोई डीलर शीलर तो नहीं है बल्ब शल्बों के? नहीं, कैसे? है ध्यान से. Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction works on n d phi by dt. क्या उसके अंदर कोई फर्क पड़ेगा इसके ऊपर? आपने कहा था कि फ्रीक्वेंसी इंक्रीज करेगी, हाँ, तो वाइंडिंग जो टर्न है वो डिक्रीज करेगी. वो एक अलग कंसेप्ट है कि आपने कितनी वो, मैं कहने का मकसद ये था वहाँ पे कि इफ़ आई हैड 1000 टर्न्स हेयर, मैंने 220 वोल्ट को 12 वोल्ट में कन्वर्ट करना है और मेरे पास यहाँ पे अप्रॉक्सीमेटली कोई 40 टर्न्स थे फॉर एग्जांपल. तो अगर मैं फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ा दूँ तो मुझे 1000 टर्न्स करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, मैं 500 टर्न से भी काम चला सकता हूँ. वो डिज़ाइन एस्पेक्ट है. मैं यहाँ बात कर रहा हूँ कि एक ट्रांसफार्मर डिज़ाइंड है 50 हर्ट्स के लिए. इफ़ आई प्लग इट इन एट 60 हर्ट्स, व्हाट इज़ दी आउटकम? चलेगा नहीं चलेगा? क्या आएगा आउटपुट? प्रॉब्लम क्या आएगी? और ये सवाल मैंने आपको मिड टर्म में भी दिया था. दैट्स व्हाई आई एम एक्चुअली डिस्कसिंग इट ओवर देयर. आई गेस सेक्शन सी डी में से शायद किसी एक ने किया हुआ. आई डोंट नो हु इज दैट पर्सन, मुझे याद नहीं आता जी. क्यों कोर क्यों डैमेज? अच्छा, वन थिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, कोर डैमेज इज नॉट नथिंग. कोर डैमेज कभी कुछ नहीं होगी. कोर क्या है? इट्स अ फेरोमैग्नेटिक मटेरियल हैविंग अ रेसिन इन बिटवीन द लैमिनेशन शीट्स. हीट अप होगी, रेसिन मेल्ट करके उड़ जाएगा या फिर वो मेल्ट करके बह जाएगा, आपकी लैमिनेशन शीट्स के दरमियान में इंसुलेशन खत्म हो जाएगी, एडी करंट्स बढ़ जाएंगे. दिस इज द मैक्सिमम डैमेज विच कैन हैपन. द डैमेज ऑन अ ट्रांसफार्मर दैट कैन हैपन बिकॉज ऑफ इट कि एडी करंट लॉसेस इतने ज़्यादा हो जाएं कि कोर हीटअप हो जाए. उस कोर के हीटअप होने से आपकी वाइंडिंग्स हीटअप हो, और वाइंडिंग्स हीटअप होने से उनकी ओपन सर्किट हो जाए, रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ेगी. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन ओवर. बैक टू योर क्वेश्चन. इफ 50 हर्ट्ज ट्रांसफार्मर एंड आई रन इट एट 60 हर्ट्ज, नुकसान क्या है? कम ऑन जी, एनीवन.
स्कैंडिंग इंसुलेशन डैमेज हो गई.
अब इंसुलेशन कहां से आ गई? वोल्टेज इंसुलेशन के लिए पैरामीटर होती है.
फ्रीक्वेंसी से स्कैंडिंग वोल्टेज पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा.
आप बताओ, अगर पड़ेगा तो क्यों पड़ेगा?
क्योंकि अगर फ्रीक्वेंसी का ज़्यादा होगी,
हाँ,
और अगर हम स्कैंडिंग टर्न्स कम भी कर दें तो वोल्टेज नहीं इंड्यूस होगा.
वोल्टेज इंड्यूस होना है अगर इफ इज एन आइडियल ट्रांसफार्मर बेस्ड ऑन द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन रेशियो. और इफ यू आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द आइडियल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन रेशियो, लिसन वेरी केयरफुली एवरीवन प्लीज नाउ. There is an X element in series, that is XLP, and then there is XLS, the leakage primary inductance and the leakage secondary inductance. What is their value? They are equal to 2 pi f XLP equal to 2 pi f LP. What is LP? Leakage inductance of the primary. You can call it LP, and XLS is equal to 2 pi f LS. ये फ्रीक्वेंसी कौन सी है जो आप दे रहे हो उसको? अब आप 50 हर्ट्ज की बजाय यू आर पुटिंग इन 60 हर्ट्ज. ये दोनों वैल्यूज बढ़ जाएंगी, ये दोनों वैल्यूज बढ़ जाएंगी. द ड्रॉप इज गोइंग टू बी अ लिटिल मोर. सेकेंडली, XM मैग्नेटाइजिंग ब्रांच, इट्स वैल्यू विल ऑल्सो इंक्रीज, और ये वैल्यू इंक्रीज करेगी. नाउ दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. इफ XM विल इंक्रीज, the amount of current flowing inside this XM which we called as IM वो कम हो जाएगा. So you will not be going on the higher value of BH curve. आप ट्रांसफार्मर के अंदर अब कोर फ्लक्स कम होगा. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. अब आप एक ट्रांसफार्मर जो कि 50 हर्ट्ज पर डिजाइन था, यू डिजाइन इट फॉर 50 हर्ट्ज कि उसका मैक्सिमम फ्लक्स सपोजिंगली 10 मिली वेबर था जिसमें उसने जाना था. लेकिन अब आपने उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी ट्रांसफार्मर की इनपुट बढ़ा दी है फ्रॉम 50 to 60 हर्ट्ज, अ 1.2 टाइम्स इंक्रीज. So what will happen? XLP, XX increase, they are in series. Of course, there is going to be a more voltage drop now. Every element is now increased by 1.2. Only X. R को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Unless and until the frequency is increased very much large, then resistance changes because of that skin effect and all that effect over there. Otherwise, XM is going to be a little more. IM will be a little reduced. और IM कम है तो BH curve में आप आगे नहीं जाओगे. And when you are not going in the higher value of BH, your transformer will be having less flux over there. So practically transformer की output voltage पे फर्क पड़ेगा, but that is not going to be decided by the number of turns or something. They are going to be decided by the series elements. There is going to be more voltage drop over there. So practically अब transformer के अंदर से जो VA rating आप निकाल सकते हो वो कम होगी. Again, this is a very important point. कि अगर आप एक transformer design 50 hertz है and you run it at 60 hertz, your VA rating will be reduced by some factor over there, which will be calculated based on कि XLP कितना बड़ा, XLS कितना बड़ा, and all that factors.
तो मैंने भी यही कहा.
क्या?
नहीं,
Give me the reason. Give me the reason. आप मुझे Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction पे जा रहे हो.
मैंने कहा कि सारी ड्यूस की कीमत ज़्यादा हो जाएगी ना.
क्यों?
क्योंकि ये XLS ये ज़्यादा हो जाएंगे. इनके क्रॉस वोल्टेज.
ट्रांसफार्मर का इक्विवेलेंट सर्किट क्या है? You have VP over here and certainly VS by A over here or whatever. ठीक है जी. ये आपके पास RP है, ये JXP है, ये आपके पास RS है, ये JXS है. ये सब सीरीज में आ रहे हैं. अब बताओ, ड्रॉप नहीं आएगा? जी, एनी क्वेश्चंस जी? अच्छा, one thing, I am leaving this one over here because I don't have much time now. Please kindly find out maximum efficiency of a transformer is at what condition? क्या condition? It's not available in your book, I guess. Maybe I don't think so. It's available in your book. You may have to Google it out. Find out the maximum efficiency of transformer comes at what point. If your load is increasing, at what point, supposedly you are increasing your load from 0 to 100% rated load, which point, किस point पे आपका maximum efficiency आएगी, and I mean this one as the maximum value at what condition, वो condition क्या है, 100% पे आएगी, 50 पे आएगी, 60 पे आएगी, and any other factor over there. जी, any questions from this one जी?